I wouldn't even call them mirrorless cameras because I think it's really for point and shoot cameras. Well, thank you for watching this video, and I have the SIRUI P1 gimbal for mirrorless cameras. Before we begin, can you guys go down there and subscribe to my channel? And also let me know if you guys are gonna buy the SIRUI Swift P1 gimbal after watching this video. And if yes, why are you buying it? And also give me a thumbs up. Hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on any of these contents, because I do have a lot more camera reviews for you guys and also gimbal reviews. There are multiple issues on this gimbal that I'm gonna address later down the road in this video. But before we do that, let's talk about some of the specs and also the things I like about this gimbal. There is an app on Android and also iOS that you can connect your phone with. You can do tracking, for example. You can do remote control on your phone to control the gimbal. You can use the app to calibrate your gimbal, and also many more features on the app. Now, the payload on this gimbal is not too ideal. It is a lightweight gimbal, so I'm not expecting much. But at 900 grams, even my X-T3 without a battery grip immediately overweight. So I put the 16 to 55 f2.8. So the entire gimbal was basically falling forward because the lens was front heavy. What I had to do, the solution was to put a really light lens on my X-T3. This basically created some problems. I can't use all the lenses in my lineup. I can't use a longer zoom. I have to use primarily prime lenses that are lightweight. So for example, I used the Filtrox 23mm f1.4. That lens worked perfectly on this gimbal. I used the 7 Artisans f2.8 at 7.5mm. Also a lightweight lens, a manual lens. By the way, I wouldn't suggest using a manual lens on a gimbal unless you have follow focus. I think that's too much for this gimbal. If you're professional, you're better off getting a more expensive gimbal. This one is more for entry-level photographers and also videographers. Anyways, so the payload was 900 grams, almost 2 pounds. I couldn't use most of my lenses. The gimbal was lightweight itself. It's really easy to use, really easy to balance. The procedure is the same as all other gimbals on the market. I think there are 3 videos specifically for the Swift P1. I'll link them down below in my description, and you guys can just take some time to view the video on how to balance a gimbal. So one issue is that the battery indicator is not working at all. So I actually left my gimbal charged overnight. So for sure it's fully charged. The moment I unplug the cable from the gimbal, it shows 1 bar. And that causes an issue if you are planning to shoot a wedding. I know it does last for about 6 to 8 hours. The thing is, I want to be sure that my gimbal will not suddenly turn off. This gimbal will not do it for me. I think I did receive a defective product. However, when I contacted SIRUI, they didn't care. They basically said, well, can you just film us a lot of videos? I literally sent them about 5 videos. They kind of diverted into another topic. Again, they're demanding another video before they can fix my product or even send me a replacement. This gimbal easily turns off if your gimbal is off balance. By even a little bit, it will turn off within 2 minutes. So as long as your camera setup is a little bit heavy and it's a little bit off balance, then this gimbal will not work. Also, one problem is that I think even when you're using a smartphone, because normally when I use the DJI Osmos Mobile, I don't need to balance my gimbal. But on this one, it doesn't automatically balance when you're using a smartphone. So that's another issue. To be honest, I don't think this gimbal is for smartphones. It's for lightweight mirrorless cameras. I wouldn't even call them mirrorless cameras because I think it's really for point and shoot cameras. If you're using a Sony RX100, if you're using Sony ZV1, these are the cameras to use for this gimbal. So essentially all this boils down to basically a weak motor on this gimbal. That's why I think the recommended cameras to use on this gimbal are Sony ZV1 or even Sony RX100 series, Panasonic, like those mini cameras, point and shoot, G7X. And these are the cameras to use. As soon as you put something a little bit more heavy, it's a pain in the ass to use. I just find that it's more reliable to use DJI and also Zhiyun gimbals and also Veiyutech which I just received the gimbal from, and I'm gonna be doing a review on it. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that review as well. So my conclusion is, for people like me who are doing more professional work, I would go with something more professional. DJI and Zhiyun are perfect for it. The Ronin SC, the Weebill S, these are the perfect gimbals. About 6 pounds of payload, you can put almost any lens on it. I can even use my battery grip. And also Feiyutech AK2000. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on any of these videos, and I'll see you guys on the next video. This gimbal is not for smartphone, by the way. If you use a smartphone, get something like the DJI Osmos Mobile. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.